This winter I just picked up a Darton Prelude 32, and one thing I like about it is that it has 1 Thessalonians 4:16 to 18 right on the limbs. Um, but I wanted to pick this up because I wanted a faster shooting bow. I got it with the 80-pound limbs, and my other bow was 70-pound limbs, but it was shooting pretty slow, I noticed. And when I got this one and I turned up the weight, I noticed that my 20 to 40 pin for my old setup is now my 20 to 50 pin. So that's about how much yardage I gained from the same pin gap for a 3 pin. And that's going to really help me a lot in case I misjudge yardages on a deer or targets, anything. And I'm still setting it up. Um, Yesterday I just installed a Hamskea rest on it. So right now I don't have a bow press, but right now I'm just gonna paper tune with what you see behind me. I have an arrow in the ground so that um, I can have a consistent starting spot every time. And I have it turned down right now to about 74 pounds just because I'm still getting used to the draw weight, and I'm coming off of a shoulder injury that's still bugging me a little bit. So I'm just going to paper tune it to find close to center shot and see how far off it's shooting, and then I can set up my sight from there. So I'm a little knock low, but I'm pretty dead on center. I'll use this same arrow too. So if I'm knock low, I forgot the rule. I'll just have to look that up quick. So with a knock low, I have to move my arrow rest down a little bit, which means I'm also going to have to retighten up my rest. So that came down just a little bit. Let's see if... Okay, my rest is still tightly down, which is good. Doesn't look like that moved at all. So I gotta come down more. A little bit more. It's close. So I moved it down a 16th so far. So I think I'm going to go down to 32nd right now. We'll try that. And then I'll shoot a couple more arrows to make sure they're consistent. I might have been a little too close to my last one. But that looks pretty good. Still a little bit more though. That looks pretty good. So this was the first one, and I got a little too close to this one, but this one was pretty knock low. This was my second one. It was a little better, continuously getting a little bit better, and then that one looks really close to a bullet hole. So I'm going to stick with that. Arrow number 2, right here. Showing knock low point right. Not sure why I just didn't say knock low left on that one. Let's see if some knock tuning will work. So I just turned it 90 degrees. We'll see if that changes it at all. That made it worse. But I do have more tuning to do with this thing. I still have to crank up the poundage once I get used to it a little bit more. So I'm not too worried about that kind of tear. I think that's close enough for now. It's obviously better than what I was getting beforehand, so turn it 90 again. I think that's the wrong way. Yep, okay. Just turned it at another 90. Oh, that's a bullet hole. That's what I want to see. Arrow 2 is good. That's another bullet. Arrow 3. Another bullet. No, that was arrow 4. Arrow 5. Ah! Hit a old hole. I'll have to retest that one. I think it was this one. That's pretty close. That's really close. Good enough for me. I will take it. So now that I'm paper tuned, you have to remember to make sure you re-sight in your sight. I just got it re-sight in at 20 yards, and let's see how consistent it is. So there's the bottom of the dot. Now I'm going to aim for the top of the dot. See how it does. Top of the dot, maybe just half inch high at 20. That's sighted in and consistent. That's what I like to see. New Darton Prelude, newly tuned, 80-pound limbs, shooting from 48 yards. They are they are 80-pound limbs, but they're only set to 74-ish right now. So 48 yards. See how she shoots. Goes great. I need practice.